Viola Bennet. Chapter 18. The Healing. Elias kept the phone in his hand a moment longer, as if her voice still lingered beneath the glass. A soft, uneven sigh escaped him. Lisa's aching honesty stayed with him, hauntingly close. For a fleeting heartbeat, he felt it too. The loneliness that had driven her, the hunger she could no longer hide. But underneath the sympathy, something twisted sharper. How many times had he folded his feelings neatly away and called it restraint? How many times had caution worn the mask of dignity, when truthfully, it was fear? He set the phone face down on the table. A small decisive sound. But Viola was fragile now, emerging from a storm that had gutted her from the inside. He wouldn't force the moment, drag confessions into the open. So instead, he simply sat there, palms pressed flat against the table, grounding himself in stillness until the ache in his chest softened into patience. But he would be ready for the moment. During his 3-month internship in Switzerland, he was always there, knocking on her door on slow, grey evenings with food and drinks, leaving small chocolate bars on her textbooks when deadlines swarmed, sitting beside her on the library steps when silence was all she could bear. He tried to make her feel a little less alone each day. One day, Elias received a call from his uncle André. André's voice was bright and full of energy. "Elias, there he is. How's my favorite genius doing in the land of chocolate and precision engineering?" Elias smiled. "Hey, André. Everything's good here. Just finished a ridiculously long coding project. How are things back home? You sound like you just won the lottery." André chuckled. "Better, kid. Much, much better. Remember that patent you were waiting on for the system for autonomous navigation and decision-making system?" Elias answered, "The sand? Yeah. I checked the status update every morning. It did finally go through." It didn't just go through, Elias. It flew. The final papers are signed, sealed, and delivered. But that's only half the story. André said. "Hold on, let me sit down. What's the other half?" Elias curiously. André laughed. "I've been hustling since you left. We secured the investment partner. The company with the Sand Institute has settled in our building at Mountain View. We're officially partnering with the Advanced Dynamics Lab, ADL, at Stanford University. This is huge. We're talking about rolling the sand tech into both civil and commercial aviation for a start. Think smarter drones, autonomous fleets, but that's not the mission I'm really excited about." Elias took a sharp intake of breath. "You mean the MD Sand mission?" "You bet, Elias. MD Sand and A Sand, your sand for both Mars detection and aircraft pilot. We're developing the next-generation exploration system for the new rover, a true Mars-native intelligence. This is your childhood dream, Elias. We're building the future of Martian exploration. And I need you. Now." Elias pressed his thumb into the corner of his brow, breath-catching. Childhood dreams should have felt lighter than this. Elias paused, a quiet excitement in his voice. "That's incredible, André. I can't believe it's actually happening. You know this is everything I've worked for." André continued. "I know. That's why I want you to head up the tech side, co-directing the R&D and operations. And get this, I've already pulled some strings. You can apply for a direct PhD position at the Stanford lab, doing the research you love. You can have the doctorate and the company, all at once. It's a clean sweep, Elias." Elias sighed, the excitement fading slightly. "Wow, André, that's truly a once-in-a-lifetime offer. Thank you. This is the moment I've always imagined." "So, when do you book the flight? I want you here next week." We'll celebrate with your favorite terrible takeout, Andre said. That's the thing, Uncle, Elias exhaled, voice dipping. Not yet. What, Elias? You're joking. What could possibly be more important than your sand going to Mars? Elias said with a low, honest tone, my project here in Switzerland that's running until the end of the quarter. And there's someone here. Someone important. Andre instantly picked up on the change in tone. Our Viola, the girl you are always longing for. Is she okay? It's a long story, Andre. She really needs a friend right now. Someone steady. Being here, being that person, it matters. I can't leave her alone to deal with all that. The enthusiasm is replaced by deep understanding, Andre said. I get it, Elias. I really do. You've always been the anchor for the people you care about. But this mission, it's not going anywhere, but it can't wait too long. I know. I promise, Andre, I'm not letting this go. Tell the team I'll be back the moment my internship ends. Give me the next 3 months. I need to finish strong here, and I need to figure out how to balance the biggest challenge of my life. My beloved girl and the passionate work I'm meant to do. Andre paused, then let out a warm, accepting laugh. Fair enough, my boy. You've got fire in your heart, not just in your code. 3 months. Keep me updated on the Switzerland project, all of them. You take care of her, and I'll keep the Mars rover launch bay warm for you. Elias smiled excitedly. Deal, Andre. Thank you. For understanding. Anytime, Elias. Go change the world, but for now, go take care of your own world. Talk soon. Talk soon. Bye. Elias hangs up the phone, a hand running through his hair. The high of the MD Sand mission is palpable, but so is the quiet pull of his commitment to Viola. A few days later, he shared the exciting news with Viola. I am so proud of you, Viola said. And thanks for staying longer for me. I would like to stay even longer, you know it. Elias answered. In those days, Viola's heart was still tender from the twin betrayals of Javier and Lisa. The world felt unsteady, every memory of trust tainted, every familiar space shadowed with doubt. And yet, Elias was there always. He appeared without ceremony, without expectation, quietly offering what she hadn't realized she desperately needed: steadiness, safety, and unwavering attention. With him, she could breathe. She could let herself be fragile, let her tears come without shame, and allow the weight of her heartbreak to ease, bit by bit. Viola realized slowly that the comfort she felt around Elias went deeper than friendship. It was a homecoming of sorts, a recognition of a love that had existed quietly since childhood. In his company, her laughter began to return, tentative at first, then stronger. Her thoughts cleared from the fog of betrayal, her heart learned again how to trust. Every time he caught her smiling without realizing it, his heart ached in the best possible way, a sweet, unbearable joy. He never said it aloud, but he knew, he was falling even deeper. This time, it wasn't only out of longing, but out of love for her strength. When Elias touched her, guiding her, steadying her, simply being near, she felt a warmth that wasn't just physical, but emotional, spiritual. It was the knowledge that someone saw her completely, accepted her entirely. For the first time in weeks, she felt alive again. Occasionally, Viola remembered Sean's words, "Passion fades, it always does, what lasts is understanding." His voice seemed to echo now, not like prophecy, but like warning. Perhaps Javier had been a firework, dazzling, fleeting, leaving a trail of brilliant smoke. Elias, in contrast, offered steady light, quiet understanding, and a sense of safety that had always lingered, waiting for her to notice. During her healing, They slipped easily back into the rhythms of childhood, wandering beneath the arcaded streets of St. Gallen, trading strange facts from dusty library books, curling on the sofa until laughter softened into sleepy warmth, laughing over the beautiful memories from Germany and the Netherlands. Do you remember that time we tried to bake your mom a birthday cake, and we used salt instead of sugar? Viola laughed, tears welling in her eyes. Elias's eyes were filled with warmth. I do. And I remember you almost cried, but you redid it, kept stirring the batter, because you said, a real Viola never gives up. Viola laughed. Their relationship lacked Javier's instantaneous heat, but it was like fine old wine, its rich aroma deepening with shared memories and constant companionship. It felt as if her feelings for him had never truly changed. Elias smiled, happy just to see her like this. I remember the kite we tried to fly in the park during one of Lisa's parties, he said, leaning slightly forward. It got stuck in that tree, and you insisted we could fix it. Viola laughed softly. Yeah, I remember. I was really stubborn. But you climbed up and got the kite down. It took us so long to repair it, but we finally flew it again. Yeah, we finally did it. It was the same smile like you have today. You always find a way, Elias replied, a warm smile spreading across his face. With your help, Elias. Every time, you've helped me get through, Viola said softly. The room seemed to shrink around them, charged with an unspoken intimacy. It felt as if they had never been apart, and yet, somehow, they had finally found each other again in their lives. Elias looked at her smiling face, his affection surging again. He sincerely loved her just as she was. He reached out and gently stroked her cheek, tracing the line of her jaw. He knew this wasn't an impulse. He loved her essence, her smile, her mind, her ambition, her everything. Viola, Elias began softly. Yeah. Viola looked at him with a loving smile. I know this might not be the perfect moment, but I have to tell you, he felt his heart beating fast and his desire to spell it all out. Even long before our first kiss at the beach in the Netherlands, I was already thinking of you. Your face, your smile, your mind, I carried all of it with me. Elias's gaze was sincere and profound. Viola was stunned by the sudden confession, watching the charming man she had adored since childhood. Elias continued, what we had as kids, it wasn't just a crush. It was real, and it grew with me. I want to let you know this. I always enjoy every single moment with you. Elias paused, leaning closer, and whispered, I love you, Viola. Elias pulled a small gift box from his pocket, his finger gently stroking the surface. A hint of shyness crossed his face. It's yours. I have been keeping it since prom when you were in high school. Because your birthday was just the day before. You remember the prom that spring? Viola opened the box. Inside lay a delicate gold antler necklace. The face of the fawn was inlaid with a shimmering pearl. Viola's eyes widened as she traced its curves with her fingers, feeling the careful thought and memories Elias had woven into this small treasure. Thank you, Elias. It's beautiful. It makes me remember the little deer fawn in Tanzania. I heard that beautiful story and I heard your song from Lisa. It was incredibly touching. That's why I chose this for you. Viola was instantly filled with happiness. She embraced Elias and left a sweet kiss on his cheek. You know, I still remember that prom. I got so emotional when I heard you were coming. And Javier and I actually fought right after I ran out and said goodbye to you that night. He saw my feelings for you. I only remember my heart breaking when I heard your wishes and watched you leave. Really? But I couldn't persuade myself to stay until the late-night disco. When I saw him holding you in that romantic way and you guys were that happy, I told myself, I have to quit anyway. So, you quit? Viola murmured. Actually, it hurt me to walk away. You've always been special to me. These days, seeing you suffer, it breaks me. I feel your pain, and I feel my own emotions rising with it. Elias paused for a heartbeat, then let the words spill out, unable to stop himself. I want to be your home and keep all the hurts far away from you, desperately. Elias, you are special to me as well. You know you are home. You have always been home. The air grew warm and tender. It's the time, the moment he had been longing for. Elias leaned in, and their lips finally met again. This kiss was nothing like Javier's, it held no possessive fire, only a quiet yearning tenderness. The kiss unfolded like a pastoral poem, quiet at first, then warm and certain, like a breeze crossing open fields. It settled between them the way rain sinks into the waiting earth, gentle yet undeniable. And in that lingering touch, two patient souls felt something blossom, as if they had been always searching for the reflection they finally found in each other. Just as the warmth between them reached its peak, a sharp ringtone shattered the moment. Viola reluctantly pulled away, her eyes catching the screen, Sean Steiner. With a subtle tense shake of her head, she immediately declined the call and glanced at Elias. He was watching her gently. Why didn't you take it? No, nothing serious. Elias looked at the name and the momentary hesitation and complication that flashed across Viola's face. He understood instantly that Viola's heart was not yet completely settled, her mind's reliance on Sean might not be fully severed. Elias gently took Viola's hand, leading her back to the sofa. His face etched with immense restraint and melancholy. I won't urge you. You need time, Viola. Elias's voice was hoarse but firm. You need to figure out what you want your life to look like without the chaos. Javier was chaos, Sean is another kind of distraction. He still has ties, and you are still seeking guidance from him. He gently released her, careful not to apply any pressure. I won't be another source of confusion for you. This decision has to be yours, clear and whole. And I remain. Elias gave her a kiss full of love and promise. Happy birthday, Viola. You will be 21 in a few hours. And you will always be the brilliant pearl in my heart. He then quietly gathered his things and left the apartment alone. He chose the most rational path, handing the choice entirely back to Viola again, forcing her to distinguish clearly between passion dependency and the true belonging she sought. When he returned to his apartment, he found several urgent messages from his uncle André. The mission was calling him back to the US. It was a difficult time for Elias. He couldn't sleep the whole night. Viola has actually gotten through all this. What she needed might be some time. He did want to stay and wait, but the mission's calling attracted him as well. He lay awake, staring at the ceiling as dawn peeled grey light across the floor like watercolor. The next evening, Elias waited outside Viola's apartment with his luggage. He was determined to wait until the last minute before he'd have to miss his flight. Viola finally came back, startled to see Elias with his luggage and a sorrowful expression. She calmed down quickly. So, this is it. The end of the Swiss adventure? Elias nodded, looking down at his travel bag before meeting her eyes. Yeah, the final report for internship is filed. And the team in America has been waiting for me. With a small forced smile, Viola said, You did amazing work. They're lucky to have had you. Elias sighed, stepping close. They filled the hours, he said softly, but you filled the room. You have been my anchor. I couldn't have gotten through all these past months without you, Elias. Her voice is a soft whisper. Elias reached out, gently tucked a loose strand of hair behind her ear, and pulled her into a tight hug. He whispered in her ear, "The MD Sand mission called me. Andre needs me back immediately. It's the work I was meant to do, Viola. I feel it in my bones. It's the kind of opportunity that doesn't wait. But you know." Viola raised her eyes, which were clear and steady, but laced with pain. "I understand, Elias. I really do. You'd never forgive yourself if you didn't go. That fire in you, it's also part of what I love." Elias took her hands, his restraint cracking. "But what about us? I spent these 3 months trying to find a way to map out a life that holds both you and the mission. I haven't cracked the equation." "Maybe we all need time," Viola whispered. Elias leaned in, his lips brushing hers in a quick, desperate kiss, a mix of longing and necessity. "I will find a way," he whispered. Viola didn't answer. She believed love should be free, both in receiving and giving. She couldn't ask for more. The night resumed alone once more. Viola gazed at the starry night sky over St. Gallen, recalling the beautiful moments spent stargazing with Elias by the university lake, on the beach in the Netherlands and at home in St. Gallen. She reached for the shell necklace Elias had given her years ago. No matter where she moved, she had always cherished it, remembering the card's inscription, "In my heart, you are the brilliant pearl." Viola placed the 2 pearl necklaces side by side. She never forgot that night by the sea in the Netherlands, the beautiful story of Altair and Vega, the moonlight gentle as a young girl's whisper. The memories she had with Elias were appreciative, and she vividly felt that there would always be a connection between them. Viola picked up her long-neglected ukulele and hummed a little song of that moonlight whisper.
In the light of the moon we heard the whisper low. The tide retreated, hearts still seemed to know. Your laughter floated through the spring air, 2 shadows dancing, once we were there. Now I walk alone in the same soft light. Your voice still drifts through the quiet night. I've learned to glow where you once shone. The moon reminds me I'm not alone. If tomorrow calls me far away, will your love still guide the days? You taught me how to shine when skies were gray. Does the silence answer the love we prayed? By the light of the stars our memories softly gleam, like silver threads that weave within a dream. The ocean hums the song we used to know. I reach for echoes where your warmth once stayed. If tomorrow calls me far away, will your love still guide the day? You taught me how to shine when skies were gray. Does the silence answer the love we prayed? I find your smile reflected in the stars and moon, and I'll keep smiling for your own. I found your smile reflected in the stars and moon, and I'll keep smiling for your own. and I'll keep smiling for your own.
When the song came to an end, she set the instrument down gently. She gazed at the starry sky alone for quite a long while. Somewhere below, a tram bell chimed faintly, small and mortal beneath the endless stars. Memories flickered through her mind like scenes from a film. She neither cried nor regretted. She simply breathed, quietly accepting it all. They are all gifts from God, she thought. She only needed to cherish the past, the present, and whatever the future might hold. A quiet peace settled over her heart. She knew she was no longer the Viola of the past. Something within her had changed, quietly but irreversibly. She reconciled with herself, renewed, grounded, and quietly whole. She would move forward with her cherished memories, seeking the truth of her love and her path. The healing time had passed, and she would now embrace each moment as it came, trusting that life would, in time, shape itself into what she loves. The strength she possessed now was a gift from her beloved Elias. Whatever the future held, she cherished every blessing he had entrusted to her. Elias had placed the key to her apartment on the small entryway table. Tucked beneath it was a short note, folded neatly. It read, "Dearest Viola, it's not a farewell, only a longer orbit. Until the moment our paths converge again. Yours always, Elias. P.S. My brilliant pearl, please keep smiling. For me."